We have watched as our corrupt media create and push one hoax after another. They have been listed a zillion times, okay? We've been doing it over and over again, and we don't need to do it again. But there is one common denominator, and that is whatever the Democrats and their allies in the media accuse the president of, it wasn't that long after that we found out it was really the Democrats who were up to no good. Whenever that was exposed, the Democrats and their press agents, they shrug it off, and they claimed Trump was still somehow the bad guy, then went back to the drawing board to design the next pathetic excuse for a scandal. Remember when Democrats actually called for locking up Don Jr. for accepting a meeting with a Russian lawyer at Trump Tower? Remember this? The Trump Tower meeting was set up by Trump Jr. to get dirt on Hillary from a foreign power. Now it appears Donald Trump knew about this meeting in advance and then lied about it. As evidence accumulates, it becomes harder to believe Trump had no idea what was happening. And I worked on the Obama campaign, and we would never, ever have held a meeting with a foreign power to get information on an opponent. It doesn't happen all the time in politics. It's immoral, unpatriotic, and part of a broader effort that was illegal. Well, that whole thing called the Mueller report proved it was nothing. Then the New York Post broke the story of Hunter Biden's laptop, and years of twisted, corrupt behavior of the Biden family finally came out, where Hunter Biden had been allegedly selling access to his father to Chinese communists, Russian oligarchs, Ukrainian oligarchs, and whoever else paid up. Plus, he allegedly shared the big bucks with the big guy. The left came back claiming it was Russian disinformation. The Russians are behind this. But then the director of national intelligence said this.
Adam Schiff, from the chairman of the Intel Committee, is out and about this weekend on Sunday morning shows saying all of this news is just Russian disinformation, and it's not true. You are the director of national intelligence. You see more intelligence than anybody in the country other than the president of the United States, so you can tell us what's real and what's fake. Is this Russian disinformation, Director?
So, Maria, it's funny that some of the people that complain the most about intelligence being politicized are the ones politicizing intelligence. And unfortunately, in this case, it is Adam Schiff, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, who, as you pointed out on Friday, said that the intelligence community believes that Hunter Biden's laptop and the emails on it are part of some Russian disinformation campaign. Let me be clear. The intelligence community doesn't believe that because there's no intelligence that supports that.
The media still put their fingers in their ears, went blah, 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 can't hear you. But then Hunter Biden's business partner, Tony Bobulinski, came forward.
I was told this past Sunday by somebody who was also involved in this matter that if I went public this information, it would bury all of us, man. The Bidens included. I have no wish to bury anyone. I've never been political. The few contributions I have made have been to Democrats. But what I am is a patriot and a veteran. To protect my family name and my business reputation, I need to ensure that the true facts are out there. In late 2015, I was approached by James Gilliar, whom I had known for many years, about joining him in a deal which he said would involve the Chinese state-owned enterprise CEFC China Energy and what he called one of the most prominent families in the United States. I was informed first by Gilliar and then by Hunter Biden and by Rob Walker, who was working with the Bidens, that the Bidens wanted to form a new entity with CFC, which was to invest in infrastructure, real estate, and technology in the U.S. and around the world. And the entity would initially be capitalized with $10 million and then grow to billions of dollars of investment capital.
So after 4 years of the Democrats and the media screaming, Trump, Russia, Russia, Trump, Trump's Putin's puppet, who does the media trust now? Headline, Reuters. Putin rejects Donald Trump's criticism of Biden family business. Quote, Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Sunday that he saw nothing criminal in Hunter Biden's past business ties with Ukraine or Russia, marking out his disagreement with one of Donald Trump's attack lines in the U.S. presidential election. You cannot make this stuff up. So now Putin is their go-to guy to verify or deny information on Biden. Nice, right? So here's the argument. This is it. We are both at a fork in the road and at the point of no return. The hard left sees Joe Biden as an empty bag to fill. The Democrat Party has shed whatever was left of the JFK wing. And as of this airing, over 60 million people voted early. Some of them want to change their votes. That's trending on Google, but they can't. We're in the last lap, and ultimately, these are possibly the last few days of the Republic. This has been a long time running. The left has been handing down a 100-year playbook. Joe Biden has no other principles other than getting his nameplate on the office door. He's barely there. And what's left of him will be a blank slate for the left to finish their work. And if you think I'm being dramatic, ask yourself this. If there is amnesty for 15, 20, 30 million illegals, we don't actually know the number. Those people very quickly will be able to sponsor other family members. And 20 million will turn into 60 million, 90 million overnight. You do the math. All that promised free health care and housing and everything else under the sun, where's it going to come from? And once they start voting, what happens next? How long will it take to undo the process of killing jobs and redistributing wealth that we just won't have? Every estimated cost for these massive new programs are wrong. Biden's people even admit it. The Democrats can't tell you where the revenue is going to come from. They just want you to pipe down and trust them and believe they know what's good for you. Really, they don't care so much that you trust them so long as you submit to the programs that they can't make work in the big blue cities. And now they want that for the whole of the country and for whoever runs across the border, no matter the number. So I'm going to say it. Go out and vote. The left seems to believe they've trademarked that phrase, but it's your duty. And if you have any common sense whatsoever, and of course you do, you're watching BlazeTV, chances are that vote won't go to the man who's going to destroy the economy and trash the Constitution. The truth is Biden is a wreck. He's a train wreck. And there's no way anything good could come out of him winning. If you need a final thought about Biden, let's take a look back at 1988 when he ran the first time.
Biden seemed to be claiming Kinnock's vision and life as his own.
Why is it that my wife, who's sitting out there in the audience, is the first in her family to ever go to college?
Why is Gladys the first woman in her family in 1,000 generations to be able to get to university?
My ancestors who worked in the coal mines in northeast Pennsylvania don't come up after 12 hours and play football.
8 hours underground and then come up and play football.
It's because they didn't have a platform upon which to stand.
There was no platform upon which they could stand.
The problem here is that Senator Biden told his audience he'd just been thinking about these things, and he failed to give any credit at all to his famous British speechwriter.